I hope no astrologer is watching and they're like, oh my god, she called William Lilly an incel.
Okay, hot take. William Lilly. His last name is Lilly. He's an incel. We're gonna have to look up the female version of this in a second and see what they had to say about that. Was that ruled by Mars?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this segment of AstroBabble. My name is Misty. This is Dani, and we are here to babble about astrology with you. Today is going to be a more fun, candid stream of consciousness exploration of the Book of Rulerships by Lee Lehman, who recently sadly passed away. But she left several fantastic books, left a legacy of astrological education, especially in horary. But this Book of Rulership was one of my first textbooks that I got when going to astrology school. And back then, we were just using it as a reference book, but I thought it would always be fun to get together and pick out a random topic, person, place, object, and look it up, see what apparently is it's ruled by, and then have a discussion about it. So, the way this book is structured, and she goes on to explain it in the beginning. Um, what she did, she essentially did a bunch of research on historical astrologers and what they think each planet, sign, house has some sort of dominion over. What I love about this book is that she makes room for comparison between ancient astrologers. And this book will really show you how I think it's just an astrologer thing that we're never meant to really agree with each other. Like there is
Well,
there's such little agreement between astrologers in the modern world. Like a few years ago, there was like this whole scandal of these big astrologers essentially like virtually fist fighting each other over the house systems they use
that happens all the time. That happens
all
over
the
and over again.
time.
It's a ninth house thing.
Yeah,
Astrology is a ninth house thing, and the ninth house is like truth that you can't reach.
yeah. Truth that you can't reach,
Uh,
truth that you can't like fully prove, opinion
Right.
based
Philosophy. It's
things,
philosophy. It's
philosophy.
justice, which is lawyers arguing. Like astrology is there. Like it's not supposed to be a consensus. It's supposed to
Yeah,
be an argument to find the truthiness.
exactly.
And it's
And
about the act. It's about the act of finding it more than finding it and
I
using
love
your
that.
brain.
That is just so much. That's a better way to put it. That's a really good way to put it because, yeah, there is so much disagreement among astrologers, and it's really embarrassing because I'm like, this is why we'll never be taken seriously because we're like WWE smackdowning each other over house systems and stuff.
I mean,
Um, so it's normal once you're in this world. You're not a real astrologer unless someone has like called you stupid for using whole sign or came at you for like using tropical over sidereal, those
yeah.
types of things.
But also, like, you should take that to realize, like, no one, like, no matter what you do, you're always going to be wrong to somebody.
Yeah,
So don't let it, like, make you have fear about doing your thing.
yeah. And I think this book really shows that like it's okay to like go with what you're feeling because the rose example, one astrologer thinks a rose is ruled by Venus, another astrologer is going to think that it's ruled by Mars. At the end of the day, you have to feel like, okay, what do I think? What do I think? And that's really just what every astrologer is doing with their
Also, why
practice.
does it matter?
Exactly. We're
How about Venus?
philosophizing.
We're philosophizing, right? But
Yes.
why? But why would it be ruled by Venus? And why would it be ruled by Mars? And it's the act of having that conversation that makes you understand astrology more than memorizing, oh, Rose equals Venus, Rose equals Mars.
Yes, exactly. And that is what we're
So,
going to do today.
Rose, so a rose is for Venus because it's pretty, a rose is for Mars because it's sharp. If the rose is
Yes,
both things, it can be both things.
exactly.
So maybe it's actually Mercury. Maybe it's
What?
actually Mercury gold.
Ooh, I like it. Yeah, because I mean, you pick flowers with your hands, and hands are
You,
ruled by Mercury.
you pick flowers with your hands. You also use a rose particularly to communicate by
Mm,
giving. See, I think roses
yes.
are ruled by Mercury.
Well, let me look up a rose. This can be, I'm already on the R's. So let us see.
And like, think about how much roses cost. Like, they're so put
Ooh,
up for
okay.
inflation, which is a mercantile Mercury thing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. So we have one astrologer. This is Ramsey, thinks the rose is ruled by Venus. Al-Biruni thinks it's Mars, but also thinks it's Jupiter. What argument could we make for a rose being ruled by Jupiter?
Well, I mean, it's abundance, right? Like,
Abundance, yes.
roses are not, they're not a cheap flower. They're
They're
expensive
indulgent.
and they're indulgent, and royalty usually has them. And they're used to like make things grow, right? Like, you give it to
Mhm.
someone that you love to grow the love. But these people were making this decision about what was ruled, like what a rose was ruled by before commercialism took over Valentine's Day. So if
Yeah.
we look at our modern world and we look at a rose in our commercial Valentine's Day world, it is 100% Mercury ruled. Like, you're going to pay $2 for a stem.
William Lilly in this book specifically says that specifically fresh roses, are ruled by Mercury, but also Saturn.
I was going to get there too because they're sharp.
Yeah,
I
there
mean,
are
sharp, but like,
consequences.
oh no, I think it's more like, okay, so the sharpness would be Mars, but when you give a rose to someone, you're asking for commitment, and that's Saturn.
Yes, Saturn. And then I'm thinking I can see Saturn in roses in the gardener, someone who really diligently prunes and like every day like waters their roses, prunes their roses, takes care of
But
their
that's
garden.
Mercury.
That is Mercury also.
That's
Yes.
Virgo.
Very
Yeah.
Virgo.
See? And roses can be ruled by, everything. I don't
Yes.
know. But yeah, see, this is the thing. It's the conversation of it. And now
Yeah,
we have learned or explored so much about each of these planets by having this conversation, which is a
exactly.
deeper learning, which is so ninth
Specifically,
house.
so ninth house and a white rose. A white rose. There are no
Ooh.
other like specific colors of roses in here except for white. So don't know about yellow, don't know about pink, but a white
They
rose is
probably didn't
apparent.
exist yet.
Yeah. White rose is
Probably
ruled
didn't.
by Moon and Venus in here. So I can see the moon. They
Yeah, that
probably were
makes
like, oh, the
sense.
moon is white. It's white like a pearl.
Well, the moon silver. There's something about the moon like making everything silver, silvering, and how
Mm-hmm.
that like I don't know. So it's like maybe the white is, I don't know. I was like trying to come up with some other stuff, but I don't know. How
Yeah,
would they
I
would
really
have used a white, why how would they have used a white rose? How did it show up differently during that time? Right? Because
yeah.
now we have messed with the genetics of these roses, and that we have all the different colors of the roses, and that's not how it was when these ancient like past astrologers were doing it. So what was their understanding of a white rose? What was happening with a white rose in the 1800s,
Yeah.
1700s?
Yeah, for
That's a
context,
question that we need to ask.
most of these astrologers referenced in this book are not ancient. They're like 17th century, but we have like one or
Yeah,
two ancient astrologers referenced in here.
one or two
So that
ancient, but
is,
mostly like okay.
yeah, that is something to think about. Okay, Dani, give me something to look up.
Okay, I was wondering, what if you just like pop open the book and point?
Okay, yeah, we can pop open the book and point.
Let's just go on a complete like quest from the universe. What are we going to explore?
Um, reproductive seeds. So,
Reproductive
re
seeds?
reproductive seed.
What does that mean?
I'm assuming
Like
I am assuming that is what it is referring to.
semen? Like the Marines on the ships?
Yeah, that kind of reproductive seed.
Semen.
I love that you're like, just point at something, Misty. Reproductive seed. We have multiple possibilities. I'll just list them off.
Let me
Um,
guess. Can I guess?
you can guess.
Jupiter,
Jupiter
moon,
is one that's listed, yes.
moon.
No moon.
I guess because it's men, but it's
Maybe.
still I guess Mars because it's very conquesty.
Not even. Almost,
Okay,
though.
go ahead then. Saturn.
So we have Venus as the first listing. One, two, three, four of these old astrologers agree that it's Venus. Jupiter as the second one, which one, two, three, four, five think that it's Jupiter. And then we see one person thinks it's ruled by a sign, and that would be Scorpio.
I don't think it's any of this.
What do you think?
I think it's the sun.
Ooh, tell us why.
Well, I think that there's nothing more solar than reproducing as a man, like spreading your
That is
seed.
true. That is true. There's a lot of ego with reproduction when it comes to men.
Yeah, I
They
don't
must
see
not have been thinking about that.
because they're all men.
That is a great point.
But like,
Yeah.
why would it be ruled by Venus? There is nothing receptive or soft or
Well, it
beautiful.
goes into something receptive and soft.
It goes in.
Yeah. And it's usually
So
coming
then
about because of something romantic, hopefully. So that's a Venusian.
I think that these were stupid people. Just kidding. I don't think they were stupid people, but I don't like this does not make sense to me. Do you agree with the Venus? I mean, I'm sure they can
I could
justify it,
see
but
the Venus. I could see the argument for Venus. Do I think it's right? Not necessarily. But yeah, it's a good point. Like all of the even like in the modern world, we really associate astrology with women, but in astrology world, it is very much centering men. Even though so many astrologers are women, like we're really uplifting these old dudes, which like respect to them. They did a lot of contributions, but there are also like ancient female astrologers that no one ever talks about. So, but just my soapbox right there.
I like it. I agree.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that I think that these are like incels talking. Like it doesn't make any sense.
I hope no astrologer is watching and they're like, oh my god, she called William Lilly an incel.
Okay, hot take. William Lilly His last name is Lily. He's an incel. We're gonna have to look up the female version of this in a second and see what they had to say about that. Was that ruled by Mars?
I don't know if there is a female version.
What
I
are we
guess we're
saying
making it.
then? I
We're making a female version right now.
feel like if we put things into the context of a very patriarchal world, which is where these writers are coming from, like all jokes aside, they're going to look at the act that releases the reproductive seed as a Venus thing, but that is a past understanding of it.
Yeah.
Because it's not that. Like,
yeah.
It is solar. And so I don't, yeah. So that's where I'm coming from and why I'm joking about them being incels. I just don't think that they have the same perception that a woman would have, period, but also women in 2026.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
That
and probably
and that's something you really want to be thinking about when you are studying and like reading these ancient astrology and ancient, old, medieval astrology literature. A lot of these people
yeah.
like living in a different time, but also like very privileged for their time. They were able to like spend all this time studying. Every astrologer, even today, like their worldview is going to impact their delineations. So always be thinking about that.
So
Always
again,
be thinking about that.
it's a ninth house thing. Like when you're doing anything in the ninth house, you're already bringing your experience to it. And it's perception matters. And if someone is coming to see you or having a conversation with you about your astrology, they're coming for your perception.
Yes. Yeah, that is very true. Very true. I can't see the argument for Jupiter at all, except for maybe the abundance of like pleasure or indulgence from it.
Oh,
I'd say,
I could see Jupiter more than Venus
yeah, Jupiter more so than Venus.
because Jupiter, like the god, hooked up with everyone
Yeah,
and reproduce
yeah,
and
that
reproduce and
makes
reproduce and
sense.
reproduce. So for that, you can see, but Venus, they're like the act itself is what they're putting to Venus. I don't, that's all
Yeah,
because it doesn't actually have anything to do with reproduction. Like if it was up to Venus, she would never get pregnant. She doesn't want to get pregnant. She wants to lay on the couch and be fanned and eat grapes. She does not want to be a mom.
the dream.
It should be the moon if you're going to go that way. So
Yeah, exactly. I think the
they wrong.
they wrong. And I think Scorpio here would be like the most applicable to the way we view those topics from a modern perspective. Modern astrologers really associate Scorpio with sexuality and the reproductive system. I'm just interested. I'm. It's
So
interesting to me.
Mars.
Yeah. So Mars, and it's interesting to me that like in the Book of Rulerships, signs and houses are listed as having rulership over something when that's not typically how I think. I'm like, oh, it
Right.
happens in this area of life. Oh, it takes on the characteristics of the sign, but we're ruled by planets. So that is something interesting about the book where it's
Well,
not necessarily about.
I think because some of these medieval astrologers were not using the whole sign.
Yeah.
And so I think with the whole sign, like really what whole sign comes down to is the planet.
Mm-hmm.
Like it eventually distills to the planet. And that's not necessarily how medieval astrology works, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Or modern.
let me point to something different. Let me
But do
point.
they have like the JJ or pregnancy? I'm just curious. Like
Pregnancy,
what's
we
in there?
want to look at something. Okay. Oh, it just happened to be in the peas.
I would just like to compare since we had such a bad reaction to the Marines. Um, I mean, maybe they were actually talking about seeds. I still don't think that's Venus.
What else would be considered a reproductive seed? Oh, I did find the word
Yeah.
pregnancy. It was just in a different
Because,
section. Okay. Um,
oh, okay.
okay, so there are
Moon.
various different listings. I'll shoot them off all together here. So we have two astrologers think pregnancy is associated with the fifth house. Um,
Okay.
make that three, four, five, um, for like an orrery question. Pregnant women associated with the moon. And then
Okay.
pregnant women also associated with the fifth house.
This tracks.
Yeah, that tracks, I would say. That tracks. Yeah. Nothing,
Okay.
nothing
All right.
out of the ordinary there. Here's one.
Okay.
Taste. So taste with our tongue, specifically sweet and sour flavors. What do you want to
Oh,
guess?
okay. Intriguing. Sweet's Venus.
No, not, well, I guess sweet. Yeah. Sweet would be Venus, but sweet and sour
Is that what we're
together.
asking?
No, sweet and
Sweet
sour.
and sour together.
Yeah.
Sweet and sour. Like sweet
Yeah.
and sour chicken.
Yeah.
Jupiter, Mercury. What is it?
The sun.
Why?
That I could not tell you. We have multiple variations of taste. Basic taste, just taste. We have the moon, Mercury, and Venus. Taste, sweet and sour flavored, is the sun. And then a sense of taste is moon and Venus. But
Makes
tasteless flavors is the moon.
all of that makes sense to me. Does it make sense to you? Not the sun. Not the sweet and sour.
Um, I'm the moon does not make sense for tasteless flavors.
It does for me in the way that like the the full moon, like when there's a light from the moon, everything looks the same.
Yeah.
So in
Hmm.
that way, the silvering of everything becomes silver. So like everything is the same.
Okay.
That
So
makes
kind of when you
sense.
mix a bunch of ingredients together and it just tastes the same, like a
Yeah,
grain.
like brown.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
like when all the crayons becomes brown.
Yeah.
Um, or like how snow covers everything and it's all the same.
Okay.
That is
Yes.
like that's the same way that it looks when there's no light except the moon. Like the moon just makes everything the same color,
That is
everything
very
the
true.
same. So in
I've
that
never
way,
thought about that.
but then also like understanding your emotions, understanding your value, that's very lunar as well, and that would bring you taste, like having a sense of taste. So I
Yeah.
get how both sides of that.
Yeah. So taste is pretty much ruled by like most of the planetary bodies, it seems. To some astrologers.
But I
Um,
don't get yeah,
what?
I don't get the sweet and sour. I don't get the sweet and sour.
Yeah, the sun, I don't know. It's probably the sun because sweet and sour chicken is the best kind.
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. The sun, sweet and sour. Maybe it has something to do with just I could see it with like the
I wouldn't have had sweet and sour
brightness.
chicken.
Yeah, I could see it with like
Okay.
the brightness of the food, like in your, like how it feels in your mouth. Like those sour flavors can feel very like bold and brightening and can really like brighten up those sweet
What about
flavors.
like spice? Where is spice? Like spicy food? Like, is that going to be Marshall or is that going to be Solar?
We could look up individual spices probably. Instead of general spices.
Cinnamon, cardamom. Now I'm getting hungry.
Spices. Okay, yes. Um, there's only one, and it's Venus. I can see that.
Or I'm unimpressed by these people.
I can see Venus ruling spices.
It's a little luxurious.
Yeah, it makes food a lot better
Why?
because it makes food better. Like spice,
Yeah.
you have to spice your food, otherwise it's bland and tasteless. Like the moon would want
And
it to be.
if you think about this time, medieval time, only like people of a certain station are going to have spices.
Yeah, you'd have to be pretty rich. So, yeah, I can see that spice is a
Yeah.
symbol
So
for
that
indulgence, but also
get that
status, luxury, Venusian things.
indulgent. Also, like you're signing up for a stomach ache.
Yeah.
It's very indulgent.
I can see that. What planet do you think rules a dove's foot?
A dove's foot.
Yes, a dove's foot. Just the foot.
Mercury.
Nope.
The
It would
moon.
be, no. Any more guesses?
Any of them. Saturn.
Mars. Mars.
Why?
What I can see happened, what probably happened, this guy was probably handling a dove and its foot poked him. And he was like, that dove foot poked me and drew blood and made me angry. So that dove's foot is ruled by Mars. That's what happened, probably.
There you go. That makes sense. I'm trying
Yeah.
to like make it some other like I'm trying to go like super philosophical about this now. So like if a dove represents peace, which would be like Jupiter or Venus, you know, like communion, but the only way that you can get peace is by war, which is the Sharpie bit of the dove, then it's
Yeah.
Mars. Right? Like we're
Yeah.
at peace because we're all scared of each other. Like Cold War, you know. Maybe it was like that. Like that's the one pokey bit of the dove, the peace dove.
Are their beaks not pokey?
I get it. I guess. I guess they come if they come for your eyes.
Yeah. But yeah, I can see that their feet are gonna be what they're gonna fight with first, probably. But
Yeah. This
sign off.
is fun. Yeah, we'll have to do this again sometime. It
Yeah,
was fun.
I think it would be fun as a live stream if people
I
like.
do think it would be fun as a live stream and really want to make a t-shirt that says William Lilly is an incel. I know you're
uh,
horrified, but I think it's hilarious.
yeah, just don't make one that says Ptolemy is an incel. I think you could get some passes for a Lily, but don't say Ptolemy's an incel.
I don't think Ptolemy's an incel.
I mean, they were all a little bit
I don't.
incelish, weren't they? Like they were just like studying math.
Yeah, they were all like priests of some kind. Hey,
Yeah,
one more. What are priests?
priests.
And then we can end there because that's priest of that time would have been the incel of this time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're just not incel, they're just cells.
I just passed one that's interesting, not related, but a party at home belongs in the 10th house.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. I could philosophize
Priests.
that, but would not be my
This one
guess.
I could expect Jupiter. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they're spending their time learning religion.
Yeah. No question there.
So, yeah, makes sense. All right. We did it. So,
Okay, perfect. Well,
yeah.
everyone out there, if you watched all the way, thank you. I hope you had fun with us. Let us know in
Yes.
the comments if you
Don't
would
hate
like us to
me.
do this again. What?
I said, don't hate me.
Don't hate her for calling
People watching.
everyone an incel. Um,
I just
but
can't
yes,
get over the Venus rulership.
I hope
I'm
someone
very
corrects
opinion.
us and tell us what kind of seed it was. But seed for
I'm
reproduction.
very opinionated. I have Mercury and Venus. I mean, Mercury and Mars in the ninth house. So I'm very opinionated.
It's not a bad way to be. Not
Okay.
a bad way to be. But everyone out there, if you want us to do this again, please leave a comment for us so we know that it's in demand. And then if you would like it to be a live stream so you can participate too, if you have any odd things that you want to know the astrology rulership of. But
Yeah.
anyway, Dani, where can we find you to learn more about you and your astrology work?
Sure. I am at planetsinpraxis.com. That's where you can find information about my readings. And then I'm on all the social medias at Planets in Praxis. What about
Yes.
you, Misty?
Yeah, and I'm Misty. You can find me on socials under Mercurial Girl Studios, primarily Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. And then you can find me on my website, which is also my Substack at mercurialgirlstudios.com. And I'm working on a zodiac collage collection. This is my beautiful Aries print. She is available on my website for Aries season. So,
Love it. I love
yes.
it.
Yay. Well, thank you for
Awesome.
watching. See you next time.
See you next time.